called That One Thing. And for those who are a little bit familiar with my work, this would be surprisingly non-dark. Was in a reflective mood. I watched her go and tried not to look with longing, tried not to linger on her as she went, knowing that she took a bit of my heart with her with each step. She was, is my friend, confidant, companion, fellow lover of art and music and laughter and joy in life. She was, is my lifesaver, my first thought of, my soulmate in so many ways but one. That one way, that one thing, more precious than gems, than rubies, than diamonds. The sun would rise eternally. The rain would fall, but with joy, without dampening the heart, without swamping the hope of future mornings, arm in arm, hand in hand, soul in soul. That one thing. My hope, my heart, my being, my sun was eclipsed by the erosion of trust, by a Niagara that in stately beauty ground away the unseen precipice that lay upstream. We, not her, but the one before, the one I had sworn everything to, were swept toward that edifice like flotsam, like branches caught in a torrent. Over we went, or at least I went. She, the one before, was nowhere to be seen, having caught a branch, a rope, a hand perhaps, a hand that did not belong. But she had released mine and grasped the new, leaving me to plunge the cataract alone. The water was deep, cold, and dark. It filled my lungs, crushed against my heart, pressed into my bones with the weight of centuries, with the weight of the past, the present, and the future, the stillborn future that would never draw breath. Breath, to breathe, to draw clean, sweet air into my lungs, purifying air, living air. I struggled and found the surface somehow, against my own will to drown, to sink forever into sweet oblivion. I found the surface, or it found me, and I crawled onto a rock, a pitted slab of gray thrust from some buried foundation, its surface just rough enough to give purchase to my grasping, clutching, torn fingers. I choked water from my lungs, gasped for breath, expelled more water, gasped for breath again, choking, gasping. Then I lay on my back, facing the sky, eyes closed for how long? Minutes, hours, days, weeks? What was time? She was there, not the one before, but the new one. I noticed this, just as the clouds broke and the sun shed its warmth on me. At least the two seemed simultaneous. Perhaps they were one, though inseparable. Whatever. She was wet as I was, soaked to the bone. She had made the plunge as well, but wore a different expression. How? I asked her. Because I wanted to, she answered. Needed to. We dried each other with the warmth of our presence, the warmth of our hearts. We shared hopes, dreams, pains. Found comfort together, solace, safety, on that slab of rock, until we were ready to stand again, to move, to rejoin the living, to venture out. Burrs, thistles, thorns tore at us as we made our way from the forest. She fell more than once, grasped for me. I caught her hand. Sometimes I stumbled, and she was there. We made our way through thickets, over sharp cutting rocks, through mud that sucked at our feet, that held greedily to our skin, to draw us back, to pull us down. I pulled her out. She pulled me out. When I was weak, she was strong. When she was broken, I was whole, if only long enough to sustain her, and so on. In time, we emerged from the forest. The land spread out before us, a landscape of beauty, of promise, of hope, of possibilities as yet unspoken, undreamt, unknown. You're in my heart, she told me, and I know it's true. I'm there, close to the center of her, closer than a friend. But somehow less than what I yearned for. You're in me, I told her, there forever in a treasured place, a place reserved for only her, a place only she can occupy. A niche with her shape, a singular impression fitted to a singular person, a singular girl. We parted to meet again and again, Many meetings and so on. The parting sweet, the meeting sweeter still, but not as sweet as I yearned for them to be. I watched her go and tried not to look with longing, tried not to linger on her as she went. I failed. My friend, confidant, companion, fellow lover of art and music and laughter and joy in life, my lifesaver, my first thought of, my soulmate in so many ways, but one.